Hello and welcome to Tim Conley Drums. As you can see, this is a very different video than what I usually put out. But I have a very special guest with me here today. Now, let me explain to you who this guest is, because he's never appeared on this channel before, and what we are going to do. I have some questions I'm going to ask him, and it's very interesting. So this is Liam Connolly, my son. So Liam is a huge Beatle fan, and he has been a Beatle fan since I can remember, since he was 2 years old. And I can remember when I put the One album, which was all the Beatles' #1 hits, on a CD player, and in the car CD player for him, he became addicted. And all we listened to in the car for years was that One album. He then advanced out into other Beatle albums and full Beatle albums, from Please Please Me right to Let It Be. He's listened to them all. Now, what's happened as a result of this is he's become somewhat of a Beatles expert. So I'm going to put this expert to the test today. And I want to assure you guys, he has not seen this piece of paper with the questions on it. He's not seen it. Actually, he did see a couple of the questions, confessed that he saw the questions, and I changed them, so that this is a completely legitimate video. So what I'm going to ask Liam to do is, I'm going to ask him, I've got quite a few questions here, 12 plus a bonus. And what I'm going to ask him is, I'm going to name a song, any Beatles song. I want him to tell us, myself and my viewers, the album that it appeared on, the year that album was released, what the track number is on the album, so track 2, track 3, track 4, whatever, and who is singing the lead vocal part. So he is going to answer all of those questions on random Beatles songs. And like I said, I can assure you, we have not rehearsed this in any way, shape, or form. This is completely legit. If he gets it wrong, he gets it wrong. Do you have any questions?
I've done it a million times.
He has done this a million times, but this is the first time we've ever filmed.
Really tested. I just do it for fun.
Yeah, he drives me crazy because he'll use the Beatles songs in paraphrasing towards me. Dad, I feel like track 7 off of the album Help and blah blah, and I don't know. I'm a huge Beatle fan, but I don't have it memorized the way he does. So I have no idea what he's even saying to me, and he thinks it's funny.
It's code word.
And yeah, it's code. All right, so here we go, Liam. Here is #1. So like I said, I'm going to name the song. He's going to name the album, the year the album came out, track number, and who sang it.
It's nerve-wracking.
Right. First song, Misery.
Track 2 off the Beatles' first studio album, sung by John Lennon, released in 1962.
Okay, that was that might have been too easy. All right, second one, Roll Over Beethoven.
Track 8 off the Beatles' second studio album, sung by George Harrison, released in 1963.
What's the name of the album?
With the Beatles. Oh, I didn't say that, but Please Please Me as well. Sorry, I missed that.
Right, you have to name the album, don't you?
The way I always phrase it when I talk to you is I always say off the Beatles' third, fourth studio album. I don't know why I always say that.
All right, #3, Anytime at All.
That's another track. That's track 8, Hard Day's Night, third studio album, John Lennon, 1964.
Well, you're 3 for 3 so far, because I have them all written down here. He didn't see them, but I have them all written down. All right, #4, Penny Lane.
Track 10.
9.
Okay, track 9. Magical Mystery Tour, which is their 9th album, sung by Paul McCartney in 1967.
Correct. Next one, Here Comes the Sun.
Track 7. 12th studio album, Abbey Road, George Harrison, 1969.
Correct. Number 6, Lovely Rita.
Track 9.
Track 10.
Close stuff. Sgt. Pepper's, 1967, Paul McCartney. Am I missing anything?
Nope. The next one is The Night Before.
Track 2, 5th album, Help, Paul McCartney, 1965.
Correct. Number 8, You Won't See Me.
Track 3 off their 6th album, Rubber Soul, 1965, Paul McCartney.
Correct. Number 9, 8 Days a Week.
Track 8, funny enough. 4th album, Beatles for Sale, 1964, John Lennon.
Correct. Number 10 is Hold Me Tight.
This is all right. This one. Let's think now. Let's think. So roll over. It's track 9
Of what album?
of their second album with the Beatles, sung by Paul McCartney, 1963.
That is correct. All of those are correct. I can't help you, Liam.
I know.
You have to give the information. I can't
I'm
give anything.
good. I don't need the help.
Ooh. He's gotten 9 out of 10 perfect so far. Number 11, She Said, She Said.
Track 7 off their 7th studio album, released in 1966, Revolver, sung by John Lennon.
Ooh, that one, yeah, that was correct. That was really good. All right, number 12, Hey Bulldog.
Track 5
What?
off their 11th album, 1968, Yellow Submarine, sung by John Lennon.
Track 4.
Okay. All right, almost.
All right.
Yellow
Yeah.
Submarine's a tough one because no one actually listens to the album because half of it's a soundtrack.
That is true. That is true. That was a tricky one.
I've only ever listened to the soundtrack songs once just to say I've heard them.
I mean, you got 10 out of 12 perfectly correct. And the 2 that you didn't get correct, the only
I
thing,
missed one thing.
You missed one thing and you were off by 1 on both of them. So it's about, 99% correct. All right, now I got a bonus question here
Is
for
this one
you.
going to be actually hard?
This one's going to be tricky, I think.
Okay.
So the bonus question, which is number 13, is From Me to You.
Well, that was released in 1962. That was their second single, sung by John Lennon, but it's, Lennon McCartney. And that's pretty
That's
much
right.
That's it. Yeah.
It's a single. It was not on an album.
Yeah.
Right.
Got any more? Just
You
throw
got
me
it.
some more. Just
You
throw me
got
some
it.
more.
All right, now let's talk about your 5 favorite Beatles songs.
So
your
we discussed my 5 favorites earlier.
Right. So this we discussed in terms of what.
But I didn't look up the details. I literally just named
Right.
my 5 songs. That
Right. He didn't know that I'm going to ask him the same question for his 5 favorites that I asked for the previous 13. So, in order, number 5 of his 5 favorites is Strawberry Fields.
Strawberry Fields, Magical Mystery Tour, 1967, which is their 9th album. The track number of this one actually does get me. I mix it up. But I want to say track 7.
Correct.
Okay.
Number 4, For No One.
For No One. That's track 10, 7th album, Revolver, Paul McCartney, featuring my favorite French horn solo. I used to play the French horn back when I was in middle school. That was my favorite song back then because of that.
Yeah, beautiful. Number 3, Two of Us.
Two of Us, track 1, 13th studio album, Let It Be.
Correct.
Which is, it's John Lennon, McCartney, both of them.
Right. And Liam's second favorite song of all time, Norwegian Wood.
Track 2 off their 6th studio album, Rubber Soul, 1965, John Lennon.
Excellent. And Liam's favorite song of all time, Across the Universe.
Single version. I like the single version better. That's a hot take. Some people prefer the album version over the single. I prefer the single. So it was released as a single in 1968, or 69, sorry. Was it 68? Did you look that one up?
I looked it up at 68.
Okay, it was 68. And that's a John Lennon, of course. But I couldn't tell you like if it's a side B to what song. I don't know.
Now, what about the album version? What album
Track
did it
3.
appear on? Track 3 on which album?
On Let It Be.
Okay. Well, he pretty much got everything correct except for 2 minor track.
But I was off by 1.
But
in
you're
each
only
track.
off by 1, so that's pretty impressive. Now, Liam and I mean, I've been a Beatle fan my whole life, and I've always been a huge Beatle fan, and obviously I influenced him, but this guy has taken being a Beatle fan to another level, and he has an incredible memory for things, as you can tell. So I think my favorite Beatles song of all time, though, is "In My Life," which
Always has
is
is track 11 off their sixth studio album, Rubber Soul, 1969, John Lennon.
69.
Did I say 69?
Yeah.
Sorry, I meant 65. Sorry. I'm saying it so fast.
Yeah. No, that was correct as well. So in my life is my favorite Beatle tune. So, anyways, I want to thank you guys for joining us today. We just put this together. I'm in Florida. That's where we are. I don't know if I mentioned that. At
No,
the
you
very
didn't.
beginning. I didn't.
We're in Siesta Key, Florida right now.
Yes. So we're on a vacation. It's December 28th, I think. And we're here for 10 days, and then we are going to be heading back. But I had planned this for so long, and it just never happened where we could do
I was
this.
naming so many Beatles songs, he was running out of options.
So anyways, we had some time here in Florida, and we thought, hey, let's do that Beatle video that I've been talking about for so long. He finally agreed to do it, and here we are. And overall, Liam, I already knew that you were going to impress everyone, but now the world knows that you do know your Beatles song and tracks. And anyways, let's hear your favorite Beatles song out there.
And I'll tell you everything about it.
Yeah, Liam will tell you everything about the song. All right, thanks very much for joining us, and as always,
Keep drumming.